Hey guys, so welcome back to yet another episode of Get Corporate Ready. Now in this episode, like I've said, we're going to focus on a very key and essential soft skill that's so important for you to have within the workplace. Today we're talking about taking initiative, why it's important, and what are the benefits of being someone that takes initiative within the workplace. Now, if you're someone that's been in the corporate environment for a short amount of time and you've heard people say you need to take initiative, you need to be more proactive, that is what we are speaking about today. Now, this is going to be a skill that's going to require some work from you, but the difference it makes is that you end up being someone that most senior managers want to work with because of having this type of nature. So if you want to be standing out within your corporate setting and amongst your peers, then stick around and listen to why it's important to be the kind of person that is proactive and takes initiative. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Bohlale Paile, and I'm a young talent specialist and use this platform to share tips and tricks on how you can get corporate ready. Now, for those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button down there for valuable content that's going to help you know what it is that you need to be doing to prepare yourself for the world of work. So like I said, over the next few weeks, we're going to be spending some time talking about what are the essential skills that one needs to arm themselves with before they go into the corporate world. What is it going to take for me to be considered as a well-rounded candidate, right? So as I said, it's highly competitive out there, and it's so important for you to make sure that you are building some of the skill set as you are at university and as you engage in some extracurricular stuff outside of university as well. Be cognizant of what are some of the key skills that are going to be important for you to be able to demonstrate so that I stand out as that one candidate that really is the best person for the role. So this week's skill, we're going to be talking about taking initiative, right? And like I said, taking initiative, guys, it's about taking ownership of the work that you do, taking responsibility of what it is you need to do and what some of those next steps are, right? And that requires a level of foresight as well. So it's about going the extra mile. It's not just about doing the task that they've asked you to do and that's it. So taking initiative and being proactive is really about asking, what's the next step outside of this, right? And so that is something that we're going to be speaking about in this video, and I'm going to tell you why that's important and how that adds value to the way in which you show up in the workplace. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is it even important for me to take initiative? Going the extra mile just sounds like so much more work. Am I not inundating myself with more work to do? Well, you are, but there are definite benefits for you to do this. Now, one of the key benefits of why it's important for you to take initiative, well, firstly, it establishes you as a valuable team member at work. Secondly, it demonstrates a level of self-confidence and shows that you are willing to put in the hard work. Thirdly, it also shows that you are willing to think for yourself and you're not waiting for someone to initiate the next step every single time. And lastly, once you've been able to take initiative and really make use of this skill, these are the types of examples you can use in your next interview scenario questions, right? So when you ask, give me an example of when you've been proactive or taken initiative, this is the type of stuff that they're speaking about, and you can use some of the ways in which you've done this as your examples. You may ask yourself, why do people not do more of this in the workplace, right? There's a lot of people that I've dealt with that have not done some of this, and these are some of the reasons they give me as to why they don't take initiative at work. Firstly, people say, but Bohlale, I don't know how. How do you take initiative? What does that look like, right? Other people say, but I can't, right? And there may be reasons why you feel like you cannot take initiative. Maybe it's limitations, maybe it's bureaucracy, maybe it's, you feel like you'll be stepping on someone's toes if you start doing more than what you are meant to be doing, right? So some of those have come through as some of the answers. Most people say they are fearful of making mistakes, right? A lot of us are very fearful of trying things for the first time or going that extra mile because you don't want to find yourself going in a direction you're not meant to be going in. And lastly, Bohlale, I just lack the confidence to do it, right? I don't feel confident enough to go up to my superior and ask the necessary questions. I don't feel confident enough that whatever I may attempt to do that I haven't been asked to do, whether that's on the right track or not. And these are some of the reasons that stop people from taking initiative in the workplace. Now, one thing that I do know for certain is that taking initiative does take a bit more work, But the upside of it, like I've said, it increases your professional development, right? So you're gaining certain skills that are really going to help you as you climb that corporate ladder. So for those of you that feel stuck in this space where you feel like you can't, you don't know how to, you lack confidence, you don't want to make mistakes, let me maybe articulate to you what it actually takes to take initiative and how you can go about developing it. One of the first things that you need to develop this particular skill is the ability to have courage, right? And courage is really the ability to do the right thing despite the potential of you getting it wrong. So it's so important for you to be courageous around doing it. And one thing that you'll see and you'll learn over time is the more you have courage to do it, the more likely you're able to do it the next time and the next time and the next time, right? So courage is really about breaking through that barrier the first time around, and thereafter it gets just that much easier to take risk over and over again. Second thing that's important to develop is your confidence, right? So firstly, you need to have the courage to be able to do something. Secondly, your confidence is what's going to see you through. You need to believe in yourself and you need to believe in your ability to get the job done. Yes, it comes with taking a little bit of risk, but with that risk comes high reward. And reward could either mean that you've done the right thing, or the reward could be that you've done the incorrect thing, but you've learned something from it. And so either way that it goes, know that you've learned something in the long run and you've gone that extra step in really building your confidence over time. Lastly, just don't make excuses, right? Don't be the kind of person that's been given a task and you're already trying to find reasons why you can't do it. Telling people that you just don't have the capacity to do it. Telling people that, oh, I'm not the most qualified person to do this. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, take a stab at something, and be proactive, because that's really the key way in which you learn the depth of your role, right? So don't just focus on knowing a little bit of everything. Try and understand things further, because that's what's going to help you build the confidence to do more and to learn more. Now, here are 4 practical tips that are really going to help you start taking initiative within your current role. Firstly, learn to spot opportunities, right? So what I mean by this, when given a piece of work, learn to ask the right questions. Ask the right questions around, why am I doing this piece of work? Who is it going to? What is the next step after that, right? Once you understand context of what it is that you are doing, you're able to spot opportunities for you to take that next step and to go the extra mile without being asked to do it. The second tip that I have for you is get to know your co-workers. The more you know the rest of your team, the better it is in helping you spot opportunities. Learn to understand what are their key strengths, what are their key development areas or weaknesses, and that's how you then spot opportunities to then be an additional help to the team. Remember, one of the first things that I said about why it's important to take initiative is that you want to become a valuable team member. Now, being a valuable team member sometimes means making sure that you're using your strengths in other people's weaknesses, right? Where you see there's a gap or someone doesn't particularly enjoy doing a particular thing, make sure that you use that opportunity to be the person that fills that type of role. Always make sure that you're an efficient helper to the team and that is something that really solidifies your value in the broader team. The third tip I have is always stay curious at work. And you do this by asking clarifying questions. Now, it's not always convenient to ask clarifying questions, so make sure you're always paying attention in meetings. Make sure that when you are briefed on a particular piece of work that you need to do, you ask the questions that you need to at that point in time. And what this will show is that it will demonstrate that you are willing to learn, and it will show an eagerness to really understand what it is that you are doing. This is definitely something that will impress your employers, and also it will motivate those around you once they see that you are really making the type of strides that are getting you recognized at work and that are making you a valuable team member. Lastly, always be a problem solver. Make sure you're the type of person that's tackling issues before you are asked. Be ambitious and always offer assistance to people that you work with. And make sure that through this, you also develop the confidence to voice your ideas as well. Once you start developing these tips, what you'll realize is that some of the key benefits that you will gain from this is that firstly, it makes your work that much more interesting because you are delving into more than what your role actually requires. But through this, you are learning and expanding your skill set, which is so important for you as you continue to climb that corporate ladder. You'll gain a very good reputation within the organization as the go-to person, the one that people always want to work with. And what this will do is that it will really impress management. So the people that are in the higher ups, the people that are constantly not necessarily involved in the detail, will continuously hear really great feedback about you and will really want to use you. And some of the high profile work that's happening will put you in front of very important pieces of work because they know that you're the type of person that will get the stuff done without being asked to, and that you're curious, that you're willing to learn, and that you always will take initiative to go that extra mile as well. What I've realized is that people that show initiative more than likely are the ones that are first to get promoted, right? Or first to get put up for promotion, because they understand that this person has done so much, right? You've been exposed to so much that before you know it, you're actually able to operate at a much higher level than where you currently were. But if you're the type of person that just focuses on the work that they have been given to do, you become a specialist at that. And how then do you move from that space into the next level if you're not going that extra mile to learn what it is that someone above you is potentially doing? So guys, let me know in the comments what the key takeaway was for you in this particular video. What is the one thing that you are going to take back with you and start developing and start practicing as you try to develop the skill of taking initiative? Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Looking forward to many more sessions where I go through some essential skills that you need in your corporate